Former WNBA champion and Gopher basketball coach Lindsay Whalen made an appearance at UWS Superior for its annual Women in Leadership event. Whalen was selected to be the keynote speaker at tonight's event to talk about her successes on and off the basketball court. From being a strong player for the Minnesota Lynx to being a two-time Olympic gold medalist, Whalen told Superior students how to achieve success in a male-dominated industry.
Before you can have success at a really high level, there has to be a certain amount of learning and adversity or failure. Hopefully, my story or a few things that I've learned along the way can help some people out.
Today, Women in Leaderships program was created through the recent partnership between Cenovus Energy and UW Superior.